Okay, now two more quick demos. Now, last time I did a sphere. This is a cube, right? A object like a box, has three different sides to it. So I shaded it again, so it's all one value. So while it has a little perspective, it still looks flat because it's all a similar value. But these are three different planes facing three different directions, so light would hit them differently. So let's say my light's coming from the top and maybe a little bit behind. So I'm going to erase out the value on the top plane. And since it's coming from kind of the back, I'm going to have that be my lighter value. I'm going to leave this kind of a mid-tone value, and I will start making this a darker value. So again, I'm shifting my values according to how the light is hitting. And again, I'm doing it quickly and I'm going multiple directions. You guys are going to take your time. This is just a fast demo. So I don't want to define these two sides by a line. I want to define these two sides by a value change. So this is called lines formed by edges, which we learned about. Instead of just a line, right, a linear drawing, you're defining it by value or color change. We're using value. So now I have three different values. And I could keep getting this darker. So I have a light, mid-tone, and a dark. And then I would, of course, put my cast shadow, and I would have my shadow get the darkest right underneath the object. Where it's coming out from under the object. Maybe a little bit on the side. And again, I'm not looking at something like you guys are doing at this. I am just using light logic to try and figure out how to make this look dimensional. And we will be learning how to do isometric perspective and a little bit of linear perspective on the next project. Okay, so now it looks three-dimensional. Now, same thing on fabric. If you're using fabric, if I shade the whole thing all one value, it looks flat. Over here, it looks three-dimensional because I have different values. So if I then just take my kneaded eraser and I start erasing out some highlights where I've looked at the object. This is a kind of wadded up glove. It had a little bit of light here, a little bit of light here, a lighter value coming up here. So if I start to play with that, and then at the same time, I start to gradate some of these things. So it's getting darker. I don't have a hard edge. I'm going to soften the edge just a little bit. A little tiny bit of a highlight over here. So it looks like it's kind of denting in. Maybe a little bit darker back in here because there was a shadow. Because this is again a different plane. This is a scene. So I'm going to make it get a little darker on the edge. Trying to shade in this side. And then my glove starts to look like fabric with different creases. And it's going in and out, right? This was actually ink wash over here, demo. Okay, so you have to have value change. If you don't have value change, it does not look dimensional. So everything has to have lights, darks, and cast shadows. And here's my cast shadows for this.